Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon, and you're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Wyclef Jean.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio, and this is the Storm Warning Show. Hey, I'm the queen of comedy.
It's your brother from another mother, J. Rue the Damager, representing, and I'm checking out the Storm Warning Radio Show with DJ Storm the General and Hurricane Kiss on BKS1Radio.com. You know what time it is. Tune in. Peace.
Go. Hey, what's up? I'm Chauncey Black. I'm E. Williams.
I'm Mark Middleton.
I'm Levi Lou. And we are
Blackstreet.
And you're watching the Storm Warning Show. No diggity,
no doubt.
Storm Warning, not warning.
He got it. He got it.
This is Renee Newman from Johnny, and you're watching the Storm Warning Show with DJ Storm Norm and Hurricane. Hi, this is Renee.
Yo, what's good? Salute, peace, and blessings. Another Thursday night, the official Storm Warning Show is going down.
Yes.
Today, I'm excited.
Very, very, very.
Yes, I'm excited. Shout out to everybody on the check-in, man, no matter what platform you are watching us on, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, the app, it don't matter. We in the building, all right? Storm Warning Show.
Absolutely.
Are you ready?
What up, man?
I'm kind of excited. Happy
what up,
Juneteenth.
Though? Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth. Oh, but listen, I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce my co-host, my favorite damn Puerto Rican, 1/3 of the R&B group Allure, my people's Hurricane Kiss. That's all you get. That's all you get today.
I was like, that was different.
Yeah, that's all
and
you
I
get
would be
today.
remiss if I didn't introduce my partner, the man who makes it happen every Thursday night, CEO, the man that brings it all for BKS1 Radio,
Hey.
DJ Storm Norm. I like to call him El Chocolatito, El Jefe,
I'll
El
take it.
General, all
I'll
that
take
good
it.
stuff.
I'll take
Bonbons and all that good stuff.
Listen. Thank you. I appreciate you. All
Yes,
that.
yes.
I'm just happy to be here. Glad I woke up this morning.
Absolutely.
All right.
Amen,
You know what I'm saying? Any day above ground is a good day.
That's right.
It's a good day. But first, I'd be remiss if I did not mention what's going down the 4th of July in the city of Plainfield, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's going down in a big way. Listen, we are celebrating America in color.
Yeah.
All right. With the city of Plainfield. We're going to have in the building Miss Jones.
Yes, shout out to
of
Jonesy.
Pix 11
Yes.
and
94.7
the block.
Yes.
Right? I was about to say her other station.
Right.
She would have got on me. She would have got on me.
She would've
Also,
called
we
in.
got the legendary singer, entertainer, Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls. She's
Hey,
going to be
Auntie.
headlining, singing. You Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else.
Nights Over Egypt.
Who could I run to?
I Just Love the Man.
She
all that
listen.
good
She
stuff.
doing all the hits. And listen, if you like that Caribbean vibe,
Mm-hmm.
we got my man from Hot 97,
Oof.
the legend himself, Mr. Bobby Condas, is
Yes.
going to be rocking out on the set
Mm-hmm.
at Cedarbrook Park in the city of Plainfield. Also going down. If you like that good house music sensation, Kamara Lovelace.
Yes.
She gonna be doing what's that joint? When will I love again?
You love singing that, don't you?
I wanna be.
Come on, vibrato.
I don't get paid for singing.
I'm saying.
I don't get paid for singing. That's all y'all get. That's all y'all get. All right? That's all y'all get. Stop trying to milk me for my talent.
Yeah, not milk you.
Listen. And then we got some dope bands, man. We got the Swing Combo Band.
Yes.
Dope salsa band. We got a dope R&B band,
Yes.
Impact.
We got the 40 plus double Dutch crew.
Yes, and they just was on the Tamron Hall show. We got
I know.
So shout out to them, and we got the Queen of the Line Dance, Crystal Ballum,
Yes.
in the building.
It's gonna be a dope.
And guess
day.
who's on the ones and twos that day?
Who? Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, none other. DJ Storm Norm going to be rocking the set.
And we got some more people coming through.
We got some surprise guests actually coming through. So make sure y'all come out, man. Mm-hmm. It's July 4th, Friday.
And it's free, so I don't want to hear nothing about I can't make it.
4 p.m. The park is always lit.
Yes.
On that day, we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time. Last year, the number count was 9,000.
Right.
Was 9,000 in the park.
There was literally 5 people last year. We turned around and blinked, and we turned back around, and there was like 175 people in the park.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's always good vibes.
So shout out to everybody on the check-in. But listen, we got an awesome guest in the building. Gotta bring him on. This man is a legend when it comes to street ball, and he's doing some big things right now too. And one and all of that. Mm-hmm. I don't know too many brothers I met that's actually in a PlayStation game, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like on a PlayStation game and all of that.
Listen, I got punished, man, for going to one of them games. My mother was like, "Are you stupid?" I was like, "Kind of."
At the Rucker?
Yeah, at the Rucker. I was like, "I have to go." Yeah, I was in the house for a long time.
Your boyfriend or something? See?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Listen.
Shout out to Pee Wee Kirkland. That wasn't my boyfriend. Just saying. Shout out to Pee Wee.
Man, listen, don't put none of your business out there.
Nah.
This man knows these people.
Nah. I mean, we interviewed him. It's okay. I'm just saying he's the one that put me on to everything, so I'm grateful for that.
Let's bring on to the set.
But before we bring him on, I got to say, that was a slam? That was a slam? Nah, that wasn't no slam. That was a sports school facial, son.
You tell him all your business.
Listen. I used to watch this every single day, so it's an honor to have him in the house, okay?
Welcome to BKS on Radio,
yes.
The official Storm Warning show. Let's welcome our guests, Street Ball, and One Legend, all of that.
All that.
All of that. Wally, Main Event, Dixon.
That's right.
Welcome.
Hey, you messing me up.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
It's a pleasure.
First and foremost, I want to say it's an honor to have you on the show, bro.
Absolutely.
You've done some amazing things throughout your career and all of that. But I'm gonna get right down to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get right down to it. I heard you just didn't have Main Event as your name.
Right.
That wasn't your only nickname.
No. With the names besides my government name, that started AAU. I gotta give that credit to North Rams, Brian Crawford. We call him Coach B. Crawford. We was in Kingsport, Tennessee. I think I was about maybe 16 years old, 15 years old. And the next day in the newspaper, it said Wonderful Wally. That was my first name outside my government name, besides my boy KB giving me Dennis Rodman. But that was I had many names before I got to the main.
Because word in the streets, you used to have Wawa.
Wawa. So we go down. So I'm gonna run down the line. It was Wawa, the kid from across the water. We talking about Rucker Park. Wawa, the kid from across the water. Mm-hmm. Then it was the coming attraction, and then now mind you, it's like 3 years in between. This just wasn't happening overnight, you know. So then it became the main event. I did a 360 on someone inbound the ball, and from there, Outcast called me the name Main Event.
Yeah, and I got a clip now. Actually, this clip about the show, you with one of my favorite hip hop legends. In this clip, is talking about you. Actually, I got to run this clip. Wow. Y'all know what it is. If y'all just tuning in, you're on the Storm Warning show. We here with the Main Event.
Absolutely.
Let's get it popping. Check out this clip.
The Main Event. Sometimes a nickname says it all. Known for his rim-wrecking dunks, Wally Dixon originally went by the Main Attraction. But one dunk at the Rucker Park changed all that. After a thunderous throwdown, Rucker icon MC Duke Tango decided Dixon was more than the Main Attraction and christened him the Main Event. So without further ado, Wally, a.k.a. Main Event Dixon.
Yeah.
I'm Wally Dixon. They call me Main Event.
Yeah. Just before the tip off, I feel the nerves in my stomach, planning my attack and how I'm gonna run it. When I'm on the court, I know I'm in control. This is my life, my everything. It burns in my soul. To me, this is sacred. Hold the rock before I take it. The saddest thing in life is talent that's wasted. Let's face it, when the whistle blows, I go all out.
Take your man to the rack. Keep the fans coming. You know, hit him with a little bit of this. Hit him with a little bit of that.
This is street ball, bring the heat, y'all. Came to defeat y'all, hungry to beat y'all. Ain't nothing sweet, y'all. I'm not striving for good, I'm motivated to be great. I blow minds and show time.
Yes.
That's dope.
Now listen, you was legendary for your handle and your dunks.
Yeah.
Right? Do you still keep in contact with a lot of your competition from back in the day?
Absolutely.
Y'all keep in contact?
Absolutely.
Okay. Who you still keep in contact like on
all
the
my
reg?
guys, Half Amazing Shame Drill Machine, Headache, Skip, Aircraft, just to name a few. Professor, Bone Collector. We all, it was a brotherhood that was formed. So we always, be in touch. If not every day, we on each other's heart all the time.
Right. Now playing on the courts of Linden, as opposed to playing at the Rucker, what was the main difference for you? You know what I'm saying? As far as the competition and all of that.
Well, you got to remember that in the 80s and 90s, we played a lot of basketball. We was going to different parks, but I was able to hone my skills at Fourth Ward Park in Linden, New Jersey. So it kind of prepared me for something I didn't even know that was going to be ahead in my future, my career, as far as going over to New York City, but playing against the older guys, that helped my game out because I had to learn how to play basketball. I got cut from 6th grade. I got cut from 7th grade. I was good in all sports. But basketball, I took that serious because I did get cut. But Jersey ball, now you go fast forward a little bit as far as the parks in Newark, Brick City, shout out to Brick City. It was a little bit different. A lot of people don't know. Jersey's known for defense. California's known for jump shots. New York's known for the flashiness. So I had a little bit of both going into the Rucker Park. But like I said, the Jersey ball honed my skills to be able to go out to New York City and put on a show for years. But out there was more flamboyant. Out there, I didn't know at a young age, it wasn't no NIL deal, but I was coming home with a bag, every game, But it was just an opportunity that I had. I took advantage of it, not knowing it was going to become.
Right. Now, I know how a lot of times when you're talented, but you're from Jersey, and then you go to New York.
Yeah.
Did you meet like a lot of resistance at first in New York, like this cat from Jersey, blah blah blah, he can't ball, or did you meet any type of resistance when you first started going to New York heavy?
Well, playing at Rucker Park at 15 years old, going on 16, I was just like a kid because the guys that was on the court, like the Black Moles and just to name a few, they was older.
Right.
So I didn't know what that whole thing was about. One of my mentors wanted to becoming Pee Wee Kirkland, Joe Hammond, guys like that. But not really knowing the history of it, but hearing about Rucker Park. And one thing for sure, here we hear a lot that the best come from New York City, right? We always get overlooked in Jersey. So I had, not saying a chip on my shoulder, because I would be lying if I said I would know how the outcome was going to be. But I always represented the state. I represent South Carolina. I represent New Jersey. I represent Eastwick. I represent L&D, which is Linden. And I represent the whole New Jersey. So going out there was like, we not getting overlooked no more.
Right.
This is however I got to contribute to New Jersey not getting overlooked. We don't have a professional football team. We don't have a professional basketball team. We got 2 teams that play in New Jersey. So I'm always for the home team. I love everybody's. Harlem, specifically, was my second home, but I love everybody, but we got to stop getting overlooked. So I went to New Jersey. I went to Rucker Park as well as every other court to when I was just a canvas that I was able to paint some artwork on.
Facts. Salute.
I mean, I think it comes without saying, like, every state wants to be known for their state. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's, like, the best no matter who you talk about. But as far as, like, when you talk about Hot Sauce and Professor and Skip to Allure and all these other guys, what separated you from them and what made you better or the best in your eyes as opposed to...
So I want to say this and make it very clear. Skip to Allure, Rayford Austin is like a kid that go to the park, dream. Mm-hmm. He got an opportunity to play street basketball at a high level. Then he went to college and got drafted to go to the NBA. So I look at him as like, he the GOAT. I'm going to take the king status, but he the GOAT. Professor and Hot Sauce and them, those are some of the younger guys. But we came there with the foundation. When I met N1, we had backgrounds of basketball. Like, what separated us was just from the street ball culture, what separated us was that we had college background, some had overseas background, and we had a brotherhood to where if you look at how we played, and go to our practice, you think we practice that stuff, but it was just regular because we played for so many years with each other. So we made each other better. There was never no I in team. There wasn't I'm better than you, I'm better than that. We just pushed each other to the fullest that we could push because we knew that we needed special pieces on the court to make people see and respect the street basketball culture.
Right.
You getting a lot of love right now. Shout out to Tamika Dixon.
Oh, that's sis.
Yeah. She said, bro.
You already know.
Yeah,
Sis, I love you.
Yeah, she said, bro. Revy D said, Wally.
Love.
Craig Davis said, my main man event. What's up, Norm? He has a store in the mall, I believe.
We're going to talk
get to that.
We're going to
Yes,
talk
we're
about
gonna
it.
get to that
Don't
for
be
sure.
trying to rush the interview, Craig.
Being the
He said,
co-host.
Craig.
Come on, bro.
Shout out to Danita. Hey, baby.
Nah, but I'm gonna throw out a name. You tell me what this guy mean to you. Jeff Van Gundy.
Oh wow. Jeff Van Gundy recruited me at Rutgers University along with Eddie Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
They would be at my grandmother, God rest Nana. She's watching. She's with me all the time. Right in Linden, McCallum Street, 1212 McCallum Street. School 5, coming to see me play.
Mm-hmm.
So they hold a dear part because they gave me an opportunity. Even though I had to sit out my first year at Rutgers University, but those are the guys who recruited me. And then down the line, fast forward, Jeff Van Gundy gave me an opportunity to work out and make the New Jersey Nets. I could have made the 10J contract, but I told my agent when I went to him, Eugene Napoleon, I said, yo, I went to the rookies camp, then I got invited to the veterans camp, and I told my agent, I said, yo, I'm not going to go. He was like, what do you mean you're not going to go? I said, if you look at any of my interviews, I said once I became 26 years old, I wasn't going to chase that dream. And I just was coming back from a bad car accident where I almost lost my life. The emergency brake went through my leg.
Right.
I had broke my fib, got screws in a ride. So I knew I couldn't play 82 games at the high level that I wanted to play. So, but shout out to Jeff Van Gundy, man. Much love.
Wow, you just
crazy.
he said a name. He said Eugene Napoleon Knapp.
Yeah, that's my agent to this day.
That's family.
Yo, shout out to Knapp, shout out to
And
Tracy.
Nyla, you already know
Yes.
Brandon.
Wow, small
Whole
world.
family.
world,
Yeah,
right?
it's officially family
Absolutely.
up in here. It's crazy, man, because I look at like the Rucker and One and all of that, right? And a lot of cats feel as though if they don't make it to the NBA and they got all these skills that they haven't made it.
Right.
But you proved that wrong.
Yes.
With your whole career. You proved all of that wrong. So can you explain, like, because there's a lot of cats that's listening right now that's ballers, or that think they can ball, right? and can you just, like, kind of say, like, why the Rucker and One and all the things you did is just as important as the NBA?
So growing up as a kid, I don't, to this day, I don't follow basketball. I'm a martial arts boxer, like that stuff.
Okay.
So I'll be lying if I say I want to go to the NBA. You know, everybody. I wanted to be like Mike. You know, I wanted to be like Mike. But far as doing the things I needed to do to go to that next level, and then as you get older, opportunities start closing. But one thing about me is that I never gave up, and I'm always things that I want to do on my checklist. It take a little longer because it's not just about me. It's about bringing those along and just helping others, inspiring others. So going over to the Rucker thing was just to be able to hone my skills and showing people that I can't tell nobody what you could do, what you can't do. But when you look at it, I said, you know what? The NBA, if you break it down, the NBA, if you go how many people on the team in the NBA, how many teams it is, how many colleges it is, it's 12 or 15 on the team, and then you break it all down. There's a big window, but the opportunity is small. So my thing was always, how could I come up with an opportunity? Because 20 years ago, a streetball legend was a person who wasted their talent. So everything that I do, I try to let them know that if you don't make it to the NBA, you still can make a living. Even going to the N1, that was an opportunity for the guys. If you look at volume 1 through 4, the dialogue was we was trying to get to the league. We was playing against real ball players all around the world. We playing against real ball players. So that was just very important. A very important piece of like far as my career would help me become that player and letting people know that you may not make it to the league, but you don't have to put those sneakers up yet. So we all about giving opportunities. You know, you got the NBA, you got the Big Three now. So these are different things. We got the 52 basketball that we'll probably talk about, a game that we invented, a sport that was here, 21 rough. So we invented that sport to give guys an opportunity if they don't make it to whatever they call professional NBA, but there's a lot of avenues that you can have professionalism and make money and take care of your family and create generational wealth and residual income.
I mean, shoot, you was on a video game with PlayStation.
Right.
So how did that whole deal come about?
And one set up a deal with, I think the first one was with Ubisoft. It was once again, you have to remember, the idea I gave to And1, not only bringing the foundation with the guys, most of it was about giving to the community, going back to the community and doing different things. So when the video game thing came up, we didn't have a blueprint. We just going with whatever's going with. So to have that opportunity, and then it goes back to like, wow, like this could be something. And we still don't really know what's going on, but we're in a video game. We put such an impression and represented to this day for the street basketball culture to where the NBA even had to come up with the NBA streets. You know, if you look at the documentary, they said that we was competing with the NBA. They didn't tell us, and one didn't tell us that, because, you know, that's the big dogs, right? The Nike's the big dogs, right? They said we're competing with Nike. We just wanted to have fun, and it was a blessing that we was able to show the world what street basketball culture is all about. And you got to remember, the first time I think street basketball was broadcasted or promoted on a high level was on a TNT thing we did called On Hollow Grounds, where they followed my bad boy team.
Right.
So allegations, Puffy, whatever. I never went to the parties. I wasn't invited to the parties.
Make that clear.
But I played for Bad Boy by way of Mousie's Dream Team.
Right.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck.
And I didn't go to the parties. You know, I was with the Locks and all of them, and we were just, you know, doing what we do. But really just creating these avenues. creating these avenues.
Good luck is crazy.
Just, look, you could be who you are without making it to whatever the league is, but there's many professional avenues that we was able to create through the whole street basketball process.
Yeah. Now, street ball and entertainment, you know, like artists and music and all that went hand in hand.
Hand in hand, right.
Oh, most definitely.
Tell me a little something about that world.
So,
because the Rucker, artists was getting booed.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, you did your research on this. You did some
Yeah, they
homework.
sure was.
I don't want to say the name, but I remember a game and the person was on the mic doing their little 1-2 and they was throwing their CDs out. And, you know, so I'm going back with this. They was throwing their CDs out and the crowd was just throwing them back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so Rucker, you got to remember, there was many tournaments I was playing at Rucker. You know, I had Dykeman, you had Kingdom, you had Peligre, all Spanish Dominican League, you had Soul in the Hole, West 4th, Dykeman, right?
Yep.
But Rucker Park was the main stage, and Rucker was really like the Apollo. You know, I didn't know that what I did at Rucker Park was going to go over to kids calling me main event or whatever my name was at that time in the other tournaments. So Rucker Park was like the Apollo. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yep.
If you didn't bring your A game, as my son Rockstar Q say, if you don't bring your A game, your name means nothing.
Right.
And I was able to witness that at Rucker Park.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did it feel like the first time you guys came out with like the sneaker line, and everybody was wearing it? Because I remember coming outside one day and I'm like, they really rocking the M1 sneakers like they, you know, like regular, like it's Jordans and whatever. Yeah. It became like a household name, so to speak.
Collectively with the guys, I want to say I would like to say the foundation. Half Man, Half Amazing, Shane Drill Machine, Aircraft, Future, and Headache. That's the foundation. That was the mix that created the foundation of it. Right. I was behind the scenes with a lot of the ideas, but that was at 26 years old, in summer 1999, we didn't know what we was doing. We didn't know, but proven fact, statistic-wise, was, I'm gonna say this: it was the players. It was the players, and sometimes I get a little upset when I hear people say, "Oh, he played like And1," or "She played like And1," or "That's And1 style play." Don't look over the players. It was the players. And1 was only a sponsor to the culture that wound up being Robin Hoods. You know, that wound up being culture vultures. But the players, we was the reason why, and I humbly say this, why we had our whole neighborhoods rocking. I was the only one from Jersey.
Right.
Everybody else was from New York.
Right.
So it was a frenzy. Everybody rocking And1s. We even had, at our height, we had 27 guys in the NBA. How many do you have now? Right. So it was a proven fact. What I was saying was that we're walking billboards. We became walking billboards. and we flooded our community. That's the loyalty we had.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing that the loyalty wasn't going to be reciprocated, but the loyalty we had was we was able to take a whole generation, our homies who would never put on no N1s, was rocking N1s faithfully, supporting us, versus supporting the brand, but they were supporting us, and you can look at that right now as far as what's going on. There's no shot at them. I'm just a straight shooter. Is the truth going to help or hurt?
And it's funny because right before we started, I said to Norm, right, I was like, I thought you were from Harlem the whole time. Then I was like, oh, no, he's Jersey.
I used to stay on 43rd and St. Nick with my Mousy.
Right. So did you feel like what was the pressure like as far, because I know how it is, especially New York cats are different. Like I said, every state got their,
They loved me.
thing.
I mean, I got to say, because I was...
So they didn't make it too hard for you as far as like trying to prove yourself?
Nah. I was stand up. Even though I was young, I was always stand up. But I was, how can I say it? Can't be no Vlad type stuff. But I was in the mix. It was a little bit more than just basketball. I was moving around. I was in Harlem, Bronx. I was moving. So I became just a friend, a brother, a homie to some of the guys on the blocks and stuff like that. So I really was another challenge. On the blacktop, you're going to get challenged like that. But far as somebody saying you ain't this, you ain't that, because I'm coming right back at you. My thing was, if you cross me over, you dunk on me, how long are you looking to do this? Because I'm looking to do this shit all night. I'm rocking hard. When I get in that parking lot, this ride from the turnpike, once I get over here to Harlem, it's lights on.
Yeah. So I got to get a shout out to one of our guests that's listening, Born King 5. He said the N1 mixtape was my childhood. Yeah, when I tell you it was just insane, literally seeing all these mixtapes coming out. You know what I'm saying, to represent N1.
Yeah, it was sick.
What was that like? Like as far as like the artists that that participated and kind of like contributed to all that.
So when it gets to the artists, I always say like Set Free. Set Free was the soundtrack. Set Free was with Rawkus Records. Right. He was able to get Mos Def, Common, them guys, Snoop Dogg. So that was special. That was, and once again, at the moment we just going, we don't really know what's going on, but when you look at it, like when the TV show, remember, you got two things. So you got the N1 mixtape, and then you got the TV show.
Right.
Two different visuals, that was more, the TV show was more in depth, more in tune with the players, day to day on the tour for 3 months. The mixtape was just highlights, But to be able to put that together, how Set Free did, I want to commend him for putting that together. So I call Set Free, the soundtrack. Shout out to Compound. 7 hats you see, that's Set Free. But shout out to him with that.
Oh, so here's my question. When you first shattered the backboard, like what was your feeling? You know what I'm saying? Because like only the greats could say they shattered the backboard.
Yeah,
that's.
But it's a different feeling when it's like the rucker. You know
yeah. What was your feeling? Like, how'd you feel?
When that happened, we was in I think Newark, Delaware. Shout out to Chantel Tremitier. She's ex-WNBA player. I remember coming down, the ball went off, and me and Half Man just grabbed it at the same time, but I pulled on it, and I pulled on the rim, and just shattered everywhere. And I was just, he was hyped, Half from Brooklyn.
Right.
Let's call it for what it is. He from Brooklyn, and he just was a little bit more like, yo, word is born, son. And he threw his headband, and he was hyped up. And I'm like, y'all gotta get my braids, and my braids gonna be okay. I'm a thug pretty boy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, I'm more worried about, I gotta have a headband on, I'm trying to go to the after party, I got cuts all on my arm, my shoulder, that was just crazy. But hey, listen, I bled for this culture. I ride or die for this culture. The street basketball, Rucker Park was my NBA. The other courts I was going to were just a visiting team we was going to play.
Yeah.
Facts.
Shout out to What's Going On TV. He said, rest in peace, Alamo.
My nephew actually got that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he listening to the show right now. Shout out to
Salute, Neff. Salute.
Yes.
It's just crazy looking at all, because when I say I had all these posters coming through the house, like my daughter, she played ball when she was a kid and, coming up because her dad played ball. So she was just always like, I want another pair of sneakers. When the new pair came out, she went, I'm like, girl, okay. But like we literally had every mixtape, every poster. We would like watch it every single time. Like, when the internet started becoming the internet, that was like the thing to watch. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like everybody was just tuned in, and it was for the culture. So.
Oh, now you're talking about Black Planet and MySpace
God,
era.
MySpace era,
That was the
yeah.
only social media we really
yeah.
had. That's why when I see, and I don't knock nobody that had blue checks or got a million followers and all that, but we walking like followers. We got real
Yeah.
fans.
Mhm.
I'm not going to let the social media world, I love it. You know, I'm learning a lot about it. My son's teaching me a lot of different things, but I'm not going to let the hard work, the dedication
That
that
part.
people put into their craft, and then a new phase come and they say that this person got 1,000 followers, they got 1 million, they got 100,000. You can't take away from the hard work.
Oh yeah.
I'm always going to represent the hard work, support the underdog. Make sure your likes add up in real life. That's all I'm going to just say that.
But then it's also because of the fact that like the hype that you guys had was way before the internet really
Yes.
got
Way
crazy. So
before that.
and people forget that.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
say that all the time. We always say like all the like you said, the checks. People are so like, you know, stuck on this getting verified and
Before
doing
the
whatever.
internet, their hype was on DVDs.
That's what I'm saying. Like DVDs,
You know what I'm
DVR, and all
saying?
that good stuff. So it's like, so to have such a movement happening before all that stuff was even a thing, and for it to still be relevant, because like when you talk about the Rucker, that's a conversation to be had. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like you can't have a conversation about the Rucker and not say like, yo, it was lit. Like how the kids say now it was lit. That was the thing. You know what I'm saying? Way before we had to go on YouTube
But the
and watch
Rucker
stuff.
was always the measuring stick.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the final.
That
That's
was
like
just
the
like
final
going to Polo Ground,
destination.
like,
That's
yeah.
no matter what you did. If you didn't do it at the Rucker during those times, when
Right.
jokers is on the gates,
Yeah.
up
Yep.
on the bridge, they got the crates out there, $10, $20 to stand on top of the crates.
Absolutely.
Going to Grant's Tomb on Wednesdays. Willie Burgers on the corner. Shout out to D Ferg, God rest him. You got 54 Ferg. So
Wow.
that was that. I was a part of that whole culture in that era. So I know what the importance of the blacktop is.
Yes.
It saved lives. It bring people together. You know, for 3, 4, 5 hours, we know that a group of people who could be doing X, Y, and Z is actually here in an environment where we inspiring and motivating and pushing one another. So that's why, to me, street basketball was a safe haven for me.
Yeah.
You know, it saved my life. When I could have been doing X, Y, and Z, I'm at the park.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I want to talk about. He said it saved
It
my
saves his
life.
life. Yeah.
So when it comes, how important is you to mentor others, knowing what you had to deal with?
Oh, man. I look at things in life where when you go through things, if you don't share your experiences, a lot of people just want to share, you know, the good, you know,
Yeah.
everything is good. But I like to share my downfalls, things I should have did things a little bit different. So mentoring is very, very, very important. Very important. Being able to share your experiences and let our youth know that you have someone you could talk to. But we got to remember this. It's very thin line to where we can't preach to the choir. We just can't go to our youth and say, yo, stop doing this. You should be doing that if we don't have nothing for them to do. We have to be able to fill the void before we tell someone what they shouldn't be doing or they can't be doing. And we just, as far as our youth, there's things that they're expected to do, but we also have to go inside of their environment and hear from them. What are you going through on a daily basis?
Right.
Oh, he or she ain't doing good in school. They're not paying attention. Did they eat last night? Did they? How you know what's going in their household? Was mom and pop there? Maybe
Right.
the younger brother out there hustling to make sure they got food on the table. So I try to go into the psyche and understand that we're going through a major cocktail that was planted in our community, which is the gangster rap, the crack cocaine. You mix those things up, and then you add a little bit of mental health in there. See, growing up, we had like, King Highs, Crazy Highs, and we had Crazy Bubbles, and we had this person crazy.
Right.
But it was never identified in our community, especially from the black father, from the male uncles or whoever saying, what was that ailment?
Right.
What was it medical wise so that we could try to do that? So now you got the drugs, you got the alcohol. A lot of these rappers talk about whoop-de-woo. So you mix that with these kids who don't have a mentor, who don't have a guidance. Those are the ones that we have to try to pull. So I say, I've been saying lately, I represent, and my team, we represent the 1%. We represent the 1% of the things that's very important versus the 99%.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody on checking. If you just joined us, you're
Yes.
officially on the Storm Warning Show. We're here with the main event, man, street ball legend. He's just dropping some knowledge, man. I gotta just show this clip real quick when my man was just shaking and baking a little bit. And here's a clip, just a reminder, you know.
Sometimes you got
in trouble this time, man. I feel it. Call 911, man. They finna be wild into this, dog. Straight up, man.
Come on. Christopher Williams, hit the pass to the man. Oh, man, it's off the hook, man. What I doing? How about y'all doing? This is amazing.
What you think about that, bro? Man, that is sick. Well, my first nickname was the Coming Attraction. I got that name playing the Entertainers Basketball Classic. The announcer was Duke Tango and his boy Al Cash. I did some crazy move and he said, yo, his name is the Coming Attraction. So 4 years later, I did a move on George the Animal, they call him. And went to St. John's, I did a 360 on him, got an and one, and that's when he changed my name to the main event. I gotta ask you, what you think about that guy Wally Dixon, the main event? The one who's doing all that dunking.
Who do that stuff in the NBA? Oh, in the NBA? Yeah, how many players you know that do this stuff in the main event? Let's take one. Drop it down to the main event.
You let them in the paint area, I just feel sorry for you.
Yeah, shout out
Crazy.
to Lord Finesse, man.
So when I look at moves like that, right? I want you to explain the difference. Okay, so we got street ball.
Right.
Then we got show ball.
Yes.
They basically like. Can you please explain the difference? Because you can't. I'm gonna let you do it, but go ahead.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, for years that company confused people.
Yeah.
I was able to play show basketball, right? I played with the Harlem Wizards, with Speedy Williams, a couple of guys. But Speedy was the one who was like, yo, you're a street baller, but it's cool to go play in the show basketball. So I was able to work on little things, little jump shot, different kind of dunks and stuff like that with the show basketball. So when And1 first started, we was using that opportunity to get footage to try to go overseas. Because in the 90s, you could say you was nice and all that, but if you didn't have footage, it was hard to go overseas, And overseas was a stepping stone. They didn't have the NBDL and all this other stuff they have,
Right.
So, show basketball, street basketball. Harlem Globetrotters is the #1 show basketball team in the world, proven statistic facts. Is a stage show. It is a form of entertainment.
Right.
And one, rugged street balls, 18 staples in my head, dunked it, rim fell down, shattered the backboard, stitches and all that. Played with a broke leg and overseas with And1. When you go from the ruggedness of the culture to when you start getting certain players to where they crafted the game and protected their investment. Instead it was the entertainment vibe, But at that time, I'm like, yo, we wouldn't have got this far if it wasn't entertaining. So the fans they tricked the fans, and they was confused, thinking that at the end of the day, basketball, forget street ball, basketball, sporting is about someone winning and losing. How do you win or lose? Either someone going to have the most points, or you're going to get knocked out, or how to go. When our system was, when I seen guys come down and throw the ball instead of scoring in the crowd, it take me back to when I was honing my skills on the blacktop. Like, yo, if I lose this game, I might not play no more.
Right.
So it's about getting buckets.
Right.
It's about locking your man up and getting buckets. So And1 went with the entertainment factor without telling the fans that some guys, I said, listen, man, let these guys do the halftime shows and shake up the guys, do a couple dribbles, because we trying to win a game. So a lot of people don't know this. When y'all saw what we call some of the novelty guys, we had to be up by 15. They get in the game. We down by 15, but win by 20. I want to win. So as Shane say, my brother, we laugh. And our whole years with And1, we probably was like 7 years and 4. And those 4 came when kind of some of the new guys came, and they're just understanding. They said, you know what? I can make the TV show if I do 2 or 3 moves. They're going to put me on the TV show, and this, that, and the third. So that's where it got kind of confusing. But before it got too confusing, it was time to detach ourselves from, because our credibility is on the line now.
Right, facts.
Now you got Joker standing the ball to where, like, y'all doing this crazy stuff to where do y'all need baskets now? You guys just want to go up and down dribbling? So once our credibility started being in line, we took a couple steps backwards to move forward, and that was the separation from that, because all that hard work and sweat.
Right.
I wasn't gonna be looking at no minstrel.
Right.
Yeah.
People, has anybody? Well, I'm quite sure they have, but has anybody approached you for coaching?
All the time, but I would be a disservice to the kids because that take time. That's very, very time consuming. I'd rather give you the game mental. My son has BG mentality to where we try to get athletes to look at the game not as the game, because everybody looking at it as a game. For me, it was a canvas. I was able to draw different kind of artwork. Some artwork wound up being abstract art.
Right.
So when you coaching, I would definitely be a disservice because, you know, it's a lot with it. It's a heavy dedication. I'd rather talk to the kid. I'd rather talk to them and catch them when they're young and teach them the actual game because that's what's missing.
Right.
The game is missing right now where everybody want to shoot threes. I was taught from some of the geniuses. You know, B. Crawford, Tyrone Givens. I had to go down South Carolina, learn how to play when I got cut. So I was taught to learn and like boxing. Right. Boxing and martial arts, things that you're able to attack from any angle. Yeah. That's how I look at the sport of basketball.
There's no player development happening right
now.
No,
everybody shooting threes. Every point, everywhere in the court, I would try to take advantage of. People say I should have shot more three-pointers. For what? I had 1,700 over points, and 500 was dunks, so that's 250 dunks with 500 points. What I'm shooting a three-pointer for, that's a layup. Dunks is layups. So that mid-range game's got to come back. It's going to come back, though. It's going to come back. It's going to come back. It's coming back. It's just right now it's very, very, very important in the state of basketball. You can't have basketball, the NBA without street ball. You can't have Major League Baseball without stick ball. You can't have free-fall football and have the NFL, right? So basketball right now, where basketball is at, it's very, very, very important that we get back to the basics. These trainers, I'm going to say some. I don't want to do all y'all like dirty. But some of these trainers is teaching these kids to be robots, man. These kids are looking for all these cones y'all got and all these parachutes.
Right.
You're charging $1,700 for AAU and you're playing around the corner, whoop-de-woo. Listen, we got to get back to teaching these kids, and these kids got to play more. They got to get outside in these parks. You have to play more. Play against guys that's better than you. Play against older guys because you're in a position to help save basketball.
Facts. If y'all listening, listen. He's dropping some jewels right now. Share it out, whatever. Because he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he took that stance on it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because again, I see a lot of robotics going on, like just what he's talking about with some of these kids, and like he said, and they're being worked like they're not human. They're being worked like they're not human, and I'm glad you're bringing attention to that. Now, I want to bring attention to something again with the talent. Also comes entrepreneurship. Yes. And you're doing that right now. I'm gonna run this clip, and then you tell me what this clip is about when we come back.
Listen close, man. It's bigger than deuces and foes, man. Since elementary, we close, man. I spent my whole life thinking out the box. Boxing homies 3-on-1, got DP, but I ain't dropped. Chirp on me, here I come. Spin around the block, they blurted on me. Said I ran a stop sign, but that's a lie. I spent my whole life staring at the stage, playing Sega, daddy smoking, mama playing spades, catching papers. Grandma said I get some Jordans for my grades. That's my baby. When she died, my heart broke 100 ways. I spent my whole life trying to make it, trying to chase it. The cycle of a black man divided, trying to break it. You take a lost shit, don't cry about it, just embrace it. Mine a setback for major comeback, that's my favorite. My L said you do a song with Nip. K-Dot here better. I said he a man first, you hear the words out his lips about flourishing from the streets to black businesses. Level 4, y'all living, giving to false imprisonment. Listen close, man. It's bigger than deuces and foes, man. Since elementary, we close, man.
Talk to us. Talk to us.
All right, so
what's going on with that? And turn that mic towards your mic. Yeah, there you go. Came out. All right.
So what happened? What you see there is Main Event and Friends Content Creative Center. So I was at a standstill for a minute. You know, always interacting with my fans, different things like that. And shout out to my manager, R. Cox Production, Ms. Rachel. We had met at one of the Rutgers games, and she was a fan, and we started linking up, and she was like, "What are you doing now?" And I was telling her, like, seeing her portfolio, like, "Yo, like, what are you doing?"
She's everywhere.
You ever thinking about being a manager? So we got past that stuff like that, and for about 4 years, we were just sending stuff out, not sending NDAs just on purpose. Different people. I won't say no names.
Right.
And while they were stuck on that, we thought outside the box. See, a lot of people, we had a lot of things on a vision board, but what I'm learning, the experience I'm learning is that when the creator sets you out on a task, it takes longer when it involves the multiple. So what you see right here with the Content Center is I'm going to have different podcast shows there, the Main Event Podcast. We got Nona's House. We got Shave On Beauty. We got Sherman Review. We also have space for people who can't afford to have a podcast and want to rent out for affordable price. It could be a hall. So my point is that it's not just about us, not just about me. It's also about the friends. It's about the family. It's about those who want to have this atmosphere and to be able to go to a podcast show and have we got the bleachers there where you can sit there live and see one of your celebrities or see the entrepreneur next door. So everything that we do, everything that we're about. My partner Mark Bullock, my sons in them is involved. Is a family and friends, really a family and friends thing. Using this opportunity to bring people together.
Right.
Good, bad. I'm not going to be the one to be looking for dirt. I'm not asking the past. I want to talk about how are you inspiring and how are you helping, because we have enough of that. We have enough of the negative stuff. How can we empower one another? And we have to get back. And shout out to my gang members and all of that. Let's get back to what that stuff is about. CRIP, Community Restoration in Progress, Blood, Override Depression. Let's get back to what those was about, because of all the times right now is the time that we have to come together.
Facts.
Right now. What we're doing is we're using, not taking advantage of our power, our celebrity status. We're using our resources collectively. And my godbrother always say, and we always say to one another, Donnie Givens, we always say, yo, compete with me, not with me. Let's compete together, because we showing that like this. Shout out to Mano. Hi, hater. We can say hi, hater. But like this, that's Juneteenth. This togetherness right here. When we could do this right here in solidarity, that's what we have to get back. So we just using everything, every road, every destination, every journey, and we just bring it together with the Content Center. We having the grand opening June 21st, this Saturday, from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And then we're going to have an after party at Dave & Buster's. Nice. But we're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
We're going to have some fun.
Yeah. It's going down. Woodbridge Mall, Woodbridge, New Jersey, Saturday, June 21st. All right, 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's going down. Come celebrate the official grand opening with Main Event and friends, fun, family, community, and special surprises all day long. Free event. All are welcome.
Free event.
All right. So come on out and just have some fun. Like you said, man, it's all about bringing back community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So salute, man. I trust me, I love what you're doing.
Yeah,
I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
And
I love what you guys are doing too, ladies.
Appreciate
King,
you.
Queen, I love what you're doing.
Appreciate you.
I feel like it's important for us to just maintain that focus of giving back, especially to like the next generation, because I feel like it's so warped out here, and I feel like they're lost. You know what I'm saying? And I think we talked about this a lot of times where we always need to have like that safe haven for kids to be able to go somewhere when they don't feel safe at home or they don't feel safe on the block. They got somewhere to go. And I remember, first of all, shout out to Majesty, Organized Unity. He got a dope shop in the Bronx. They do press shirts, T-shirts, and all that. He just sent me this.
Oh, official. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He give it around.
He got the collection.
Official.
There used to be a lot of conversations when I was growing up about like how dope all of y'all were. And just the conversation in regards to why you guys didn't go pro and all that stuff. Was that a thing for you? Like, was it important for you to try to go pro, or are you okay with, like, you know what I'm saying, with your journey? And do you have any regrets, so to speak, about not going pro?
A lot of people don't know, like we talked about earlier, as far as the pro thing with me, I had an opportunity. I turned it down.
That was going to be my question. Why did you turn it down? Yes.
Because I had a thing where I turned it down because I said once I became 26 years old, I was going to stop chasing the NBA dream.
Okay.
Going to 3 different schools. I started at Rutgers University. Shout out to the Scarlet Knights, the Brotherhood. Played 1 year, went to 3 colleges, played 1 year of college basketball. But like I said earlier, I never gave up.
Yeah.
The NBA, when you start looking at it, the only reason why I knew I couldn't give my all, I couldn't play at my highest level because I got a rod on my leg, 4 screws. I knew it and one. I could control what I need to do and how I need to do it, you know. So I don't regret it. What I do regret is that not taking advantage of the opportunities as far as school.
Okay.
I regret letting the people down when I go to games now. I wish it was some kind of stimulation where someone could look in the VR glasses, an athlete, and know that these are the people that you're going to let down because these are the people who care. I was around a good supporting cast. Shout out to my guy today, his birthday, Southside, Chicago. His birthday's on Juneteenth. We laughed about that. I said, yo, bro, you know, your birthday, I met him, I was a kid. You know, I think he's going to be 78, maybe close to 80. I said, yo, man, your birthday is on Juneteenth, but they didn't have Juneteenth back when we met 30 years ago.
Shout out to, hold on, comedian Corey Zooman Miller. Said, love each other on purpose with purpose.
Absolutely.
So he's also a fan of yours. So he's listening to the show right now.
Salute, bro. That's all I got to think about. I say all no. A-L-N-O. That's all love, never opposite. So we on the same vibe, man.
And shout out to Eugene Napoleon. He said, sending love to the platform. Norm has always provided opportunities for people to showcase their stories. Blessings, my good brother.
Dream
and
big.
Chan said, N1 was the truth, hot sauce, half man, half amazing, the professor, Skips and Allure, and the Bone Collector.
Yeah. So now the content center, right? When you say content and all of that, like you said, it's a place where they provide podcasts and everything like that. So what's your podcast going to focus on? Like what's going
so
to be
we have
focused?
I have a couple different ones. One is called the Main Event Podcast, where that's my son and I, Rockstar Q. We'll be talking about different sports stuff. We're talking about current events, a little bit of everything. But then I have a section where I'm gonna call it Inspired by You, where I'm talking about just your everyday things. You know, your Shannon Sharp type. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. Yo, I want to say this too. We rocking with everybody. We want to rock with, interact with everybody. You know, we want to have a. We're gonna just go ahead and put this out there now, so y'all do it. Y'all know that y'all got it from here, like a content creators weekend, you know, convention to where we got the Wallows and we got those that's up here, quote unquote, on that level. I wouldn't even want to be on the panel because we get our feet wet. But I've been in these situations a lot. But as far as I respect that lane. I don't want to do like I did with basketball. We had to create our own lane. I want to see us all work together because in God's eyes, he said, if we don't share knowledge or information, that's being selfish.
Right.
So I never want to be selfish. So I want to see everybody work together. Is it possible? Some may say no, some may say yes. But I think on this level, if I could share something with you, I may not benefit from it, but I'm still going to share it with you because I know that this is temporary soil vacation.
Right.
And the man above know that I did that, you know. So I want us to all work together. So as a content creator for the people, we're going to have some fun on there. I got the happy hour. That's more like a bar type setting where we're going to, well, y'all already see. I had a couple drinks, so you know how that's going to go.
So
excuse me, y'all. Jesus.
Yeah, so I heard I might be invited on your show. So yeah, I definitely want to be on the
Family
happy hour.
don't need an invite. Miss Rachel, she said it's a go, it's a go. You don't need an invite. Pull up anytime.
So definitely I want to be on the happy hour part.
Of course.
I'm just messing,
That's
but
so funny.
listen, man, real talk. I'm on the real tip. I'm proud of you,
Super
brother.
proud, yeah.
Just the conversation alone, like just kind of inspired me in certain ways and everything, and just to hear another brother speak that we need community.
Yes.
We need mentorship and just the way you broke down, even when you broke down the Bloods and the Crips. See, I'm listening.
Oh yeah.
How you broke that down,
Yes.
the acronym.
Yeah.
And all of that, like
Because I feel like the newer generations are changing the narrative of what it's supposed to be.
That needs to be told.
Yeah.
About the essence, the origin.
Yes.
Because when it started,
I'm only able to. All right, so I listen to different music.
Right.
I watch different channels, different newses, because I want to be that vessel to be able to like help people, right? So I'm going to shout out POD, one of my homies out in Compton, California. I was able to go to the magnet schools. I was able to go to Compton High. I spent a lot of time out there, and I'm embracing their culture, and I see it a little bit different because my message when I talk to the youth, my message is that, you shouldn't be banging, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
But when I used that message in Cali, I had to spin it a little bit because one kid said, but what do I do when my grandmother or my grandfather was in the gang? At that time, nobody grandfather was in gangs. We had the, we had the Black Panthers movements, and we had different things like that. But we had little crews, HBO Brothers, the Troopers in Elizabeth, the Bowery Boys. We had a lot of crews. The Nordica.
Yes.
We had Plainfield had. We had little crews, but man. I was able to see things, and where I thought a Blood or a Crip or another set can't mingle together. But I'm with like first generation, second generation. Shout out to the bro T. Rogers, God rest you. But I'm with Mike Conceptions and cats who was a part of that environment, but want to change it, want to bring peace because. Our kids is not getting the opportunity to live past 15. And then we got to do different things, and y'all are killing one another. I understand that somebody from one side or the other side killed somebody, and you get one of mine, I'm going to get two of yours, but where do it stop? Yeah. I'm not going to be able to stop it. It's going to be someone who lost a brother or a sister or a cousin or a family member, and the guy coming home or the lady coming home next week. It's going to take those individuals to be able to embrace that and spread it. And this is what's happening in our communities. I call it controlled chaos. You have to remember what happened back in the day with the drugs and the crack cocaine and the different things going on. We also have mental health things we're going through that ends up in a criminal activity. The politicians, the activists, I think they're attacking these situations by going at them saying it's a criminal activity because the wording means a lot. When you add health to it, it changes the dynamics. It changes the resources. So we have to know that we look and say, the government should do this, that, they should give us that. All we need is their resources because we are the ones who are going to be able to help and heal our inner city ills because we know someone who went through something. Can't nobody deal with our issue from a statistic point of view saying he or she came up from a single parent home or he or she had this grade school level. Nah, we know what it is. We, as someone who probably was doing whatever they was doing, hustling in community, we have to take accountability of what we did to our own people. So the start starts in the mirror.
Yes.
That's where the first starts at.
Yes.
Well, I have to say the reason why I asked you the question that I asked you about do you have any regrets is because of the fact that I know for a fact we talking about 93 when this whole era started. That's 32 years?
Yeah.
And the fact that we can still sit in this room with you and that you're making such a difference and such a change and still creating a safe haven for just young people in general. I don't want to just specifically say just young men because I know there's girls that like to play ball too or whatever that look up to you. You are a huge part of a lot of conversations when it comes to the culture. So for you to be creating a space for people to be able to come, even if it is, the older generation with the bar joint, whatever the case may be, I think it's just super dope. And whether you're playing or not, you're still making a mark, and I think that's phenomenal.
And to piggyback off what he just said, shout out to Ken Murph.
That's big bro. That's big bro.
Ken Murph said, we can't sit around and wait for a knight in shining armor.
Yep.
We are it.
Yes.
And that's the truth. You
and
can't.
Donita said he ain't playing no games with his delivery right now.
Listen. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yeah. When this whole politics thing happened with dude getting elected, I ain't got to say his name, but when dude got elected and everything, and everybody's in an uproar and everything like that, I sat back and I don't post a lot of political stuff no more. There's a reason for it.
Right.
Because what's going to be is going to be.
Right.
So we have to create our own narrative to things.
Yeah.
And so what you just said, bro, it means a lot. It's real talk.
It resonates,
we got to create our own narrative, and we got to bring back community, and we got to start looking out for each other.
It's changing the cultural thinking.
Facts.
So let's say, quote unquote, what the heck is it in the city, right? You got low income, middle income, high class, or whatever. Regardless of where you at, right? If you come out and you allow your neighbors or your visitors to throw trash and this and that, let's clean up our community. We could get our community back. We could get our community because those that's in our community, you got to remember, you got Chinatown. let me say this first. I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? I love everybody. I don't have to say my best friend is this and that. I love everybody, right? But you look at how things are going, and I used to be a kid like, oh, that's not going to affect me. That's not going to affect me. But it starts on your local, especially when you're talking about politics. It starts with the local government. We was accustomed to go straight down the line, right? And then we was accustomed to, oh, that's Mr. Johnson's son or Mrs. Mary's goddaughter, whatever. And we go that way. But we got to see, what are they doing? What did you do last week? What did you do this year? Because what these politicians do, a lot of them.
Right.
They send robocalls. They got everybody knocking on your door.
Yeah.
They doing mail-ins.
Yeah.
Why y'all don't do that same energy with a wellness check once y'all get elected?
Yeah.
Facts.
What happened to the money ran out?
Facts.
Knock on my door.
Main event.
Walk through your community.
Main event for mayor. I'm telling you right now. Listen.
We get more done without a title.
But
they can have that title because you gotta. We get more done without a title. Don't get caught up in the title because at the end of the day, your title is going to get my attention to speak to you. But if you go left field, the title means nothing.
No doubt. And real quick, before we go, just shout out your event and everything and anything you want to talk about.
Yes.
Like I said, we got Saturday, June 21st, Woodbridge Mall, 9:30 to 8 p.m.
I got it right up there.
9:30 to 8 p.m. I got my sons here with me, Jam Fam Q, Rockstar Q, BG Mentality, where we're training the game of basketball, but we also crossing over, and as we teaching you something, we also teaching you about life. That's what make our training a little bit different. So you want to come through our training stuff? Oh, it's a gamer right here, future gamer. He's going to be at the show as well. He's on his streaming stuff, so all you streamers tap in with him. But once again, like I said, we're not preaching to the choir no more. We have somewhere where we could congregate.
Facts.
Woodbridge Mall. Shout out to Archives Production. Shout out to my whole team, my family. Got my brother-in-law here, Smurf. My whole family, man, been so supportive with this. But I got to give shout out to Miss Rachel because when I was at a point where I was like, you know what? I'm content. I'm cool. I'm going to just go work. I'm going to do this and that third. And she was like, nah, you can't do that. We're going to go do this. We got to go do that. And me, I'm very humble. I don't really go out like that. I did a lot of going out in my time. And she put the spark, and my sons and them, my family embrace her as well.
Yeah.
We doing something.
She a hustler,
She's a
a grinder.
hustler.
And listen, she helpful. She helpful. Listen, and somehow she makes things happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny, and she will nag the hell out you to listen.
She's like, and will.
3 o'clock in the morning on my messenger. Did you send me to such and such yet? Did you do? So I'm like, listen. I respect your hustle.
Absolutely.
I respect your hustle. And also good people come from good family. I know the family, her brother, her mom, God rest her soul, and everything like that. You know, I grew up with them and everything. So that's fam and everything. But you know, surrounding yourself with the right people, that's important too.
Right.
Loyalty is important too. You know what I'm saying? And especially what you building right now, man, it's a beautiful thing, but your legacy
absolutely
alone is incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. So
real.
like,
gotta have a team.
Yeah,
Gourmet Clothing. Shout out to Gourmet Clothing.
Gotta have a team.
I tried to do a lot. You know, I met Nat. I was a little bit later in my career, but Nat was asking the hard questions. Yeah. You know, give my client 1% of the overall company. What's my client future going to be like? So when we start asking these hard questions, that's when I say, you know what? It's time to bust a move because I did enough here. What else can I do here?
Right.
Y'all done went from 50 million to 350 million. I just wanted to play ball and smoke my 420 and have fun.
Yes.
And y'all was doing
That's
a power
it.
move,
Yes.
right? But now as you get older and as well as just maturing, I was raised. I come from a good home. I had my mom, God rest my dad. I never lived together with my parents, but they got married later on.
Right.
But take advantage of every opportunity.
Right.
Make sure y'all take advantage of the thing that you only could do once in life, unless you stay back in school or something like that.
Yeah.
But be humble.
Yes.
And make sure you treat people a certain way because you never know who you may need or who may need you.
Yeah.
Right?
Boom.
I'm from the light era where you got to be home when the lights come off.
Yeah.
And, you know, my other half sometimes she'll say, oh, well, you did it. I did it. That ain't make it right. We were sneaking doing stuff. So I try to tell my boys, I got 4 boys. Quentrell is here. I got Quill and Corey.
Come on,
you know,
Q's.
So, yeah, all the Q's, right? And so I used to have an entourage, big entourage. I still got my crew, my day ones, Utah, New York, Rajiv, just name a few. But my kids are older now. This is my entourage. So I'm more at the stage where I'm leading by example. People don't want to see this right here. They don't want to see this Juneteenth right here. This Juneteenth every day. Mother's Day every day. Father's Day every day. Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? This got to be every day. We got to stop with the microwave real quick because the thing that lasts for a long time is going to take that much time to happen. You know, so we got to make sure wherever we at in our life, we get focused on the destination, but it's a journey. It's a journey that we meet people. We learn things. We don't take losses. We learn things, and we're going to meet different people with different walks of life. So embrace the journey. The destination going to change.
Facts.
One real quick last question.
I know these brothers want to say something.
Yeah, y'all go first, and then I'll ask my last question after that. If you guys want to say anything.
Man, I just want to shout out Big Guard Mentality. That's my little business that I have on the side of doing the
Ain't nothing little. That's your business.
That's my business, you know. You know, I got the help from my family. I got the help from my family and everything. I just want to talk about what it is for real. Big Guard Mentality. It's just a way of life for me, you know. And it was instilled from my dad. The long nights and the early mornings and. Just always, he instilled in me just a passion and a fire that it would never go away.
Right.
And it wasn't just for basketball; it was for life. You know.
Right.
That's what Big Guard Mentality is about. You know, it's more than just playing game on the floor. You know, it's going to teach you everything off the floor, from watching film to the mental health thing to like he said. I want my clients to come to me and be able to be in a safe space to ask me about the hard questions, you know, and I'm gonna answer them for them because that's what my dad instilled in me. So that's what this is, and it's a family thing, and that's what it's about. We keep everything close.
That's what's up.
We keep everything together.
That's what's up, man. And before we let you go, just final thoughts, and we're gonna wrap up.
The final thoughts is never let no one tell you that you can't do something because 9 times out of 10 they can't do it themselves. Sometimes you gotta look in that mirror.
Yeah.
Your accountability, your character, you're building your character, and at the end of the day, we have to understand that in life, this is vacation.
Yeah.
That dash is what's going to determine whether you're going to be in vacation or you're going to be in paradise, and make sure your next shot is over your opponent and never at your opponent.
Right.
No doubt.
Wait, real quick, because I believe in music being a healing thing and being connected to everything. Do you ever think about maybe revisiting the whole mixtape situation and maybe recreating that?
Oh, definitely, but it won't be under that brand.
Oh, absolutely not. That part. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. And also, like you said, music, that's why I'd be kind of hard on some of the rap stuff like that. But music is going to be a very, very key component to bringing us together through the subliminal things, but it got to be positive subliminal messages. So music's going to play a very important key. So y'all rappers out there, somebody got to live in the lyrics. At the end of the song, somebody got to live. Everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
So come on, y'all. I'm with y'all. I love y'all. But come on, let's embrace one another, man, and get yourself checked out.
Yeah.
Our bodies is like a car engine. You know, a car where lights come on, you got this light come on, but we get a little bit nervous when the gas light come on and the check engine light come on. Take heed, get checked out. I love y'all. Absolutely. One love. All love, never opposite.
No doubt. Salute. Y'all just heard it from Main Event, Street Bar, and one legend. Just legend, period, man. Good peoples. Make sure y'all go to that event. All right, that's Saturday. All right, it goes down at let me get it right. I don't want to mess it up. Again, it goes down at 9:30 a.m. to
Woodbridge
8
Mall.
p.m.
Yes.
Woodbridge Mall. Make sure y'all check that out. Shout out to everybody on the check. And don't forget, July 4th in the city of Plainfield. It's going to be a big day. It starts off actually at 10 a.m. with the parade on East Front Street. Huge parade on East Front Street. Then at 4 p.m., everybody hit the park. Trust me, get there
Spots,
early.
yes.
Get there early at Cedarbrook Park in Plainfield, New Jersey. The day is going to be hosted by none other than 94.7 The Blocks, Miss Jones, also of Pix 11. She's going to be hosting the event. Headlining the event is going to be the legendary Jones Girls. Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls, singing all the classics. You Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else. Who Can I Run To? Nights Over Egypt.
I Just Love the Man.
I Just Love the Man.
And a few more.
The list goes on and on and on. She's doing all the classics. She's flying in to the city of Plainfield from Atlanta, and she says she's going to just rock out for the city. Shout out to Legendary. If y'all like that Caribbean vibe, and we love that Caribbean dancehall reggae vibe, the Legendary Bobby Condas of Hot 97 will be rocking out along with Lando Hype, doing their thing, bringing that heat, house music sensation. Kamara Lovelace. I'm not going to sing the song this time. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all didn't give me no money for it. So I'm not going to sing the song. But y'all know who she is. She sings When Will Our Love Begin, Circles, and all of that. She's going to be in the building. Also, if you like to get your salsa on and all of that, this is a dope Latin band, the Swing Combo Band. We got a dope R&B band, Impact R&B band. They dope off the hook. They're going to rock out. And as you've seen on the Tamron Hall show, we got the 40-plus Double Dutch Club going to be in the building doing their thing. And also Queen of the Line Dance, Crystal Ballum. And on the set the whole day. And I'm going to be throwing out T-shirts. I'm going to be doing giveaways.
Sing-alongs.
We're going to be rocking sing-alongs in the park. I want this to be Jersey's biggest sing-along up in Cedarbrook Park. I'll be rocking the set. Your boy DJ Storm on the General. The whole BKS1 Radio family will be in the building. Come on out, have a good time, and just enjoy yourself. It's really going to be a day about community there, just like Main Event says. So y'all come on out, enjoy yourself. And listen, we want to thank everybody for rocking with us tonight.
Absolutely.
And as we always say, this show is never about us.
It is always about you.
Because you are the next best kept secret.
We
and
love
we
y'all.
Here. Peace and blessings. We love
Thank y'all for tapping in. See y'all next week.
Happy Juneteenth. Every day. Thank y'all. That was dope. Super dope.